Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks very much for joining us. We're tracking the weather across New Zealand as a cold front moves northwards, although it doesn't bring with it very much rain for those in the upper North Island. We're tracking a possible tropical cyclone forming around Rarotonga in the coming days. We've got a look at the forecast for Tonga itself and also Australia. We've got some downpours going on over there at the moment. In fact, some big heavy ones inland. But this is the cold front moving up and across New Zealand. You can see the cold southerly coming in, or cooler southerly coming in behind it. So temperatures are down behind that front. Many places are below average in the South Island today, much cooler. But the north of the country, not really impacted very much other than it's cloudy, and you're not going to notice a huge temperature drop, although maybe a few degrees, and there won't be much rain. Some places dry in the upper North Island or the eastern North Island as that front moves northwards. There's the tropical depression. The Fiji Met Service based over here are giving it a moderate risk of forming into a tropical cyclone in the coming days. So one to keep an eye on for Rarotonga and the Cook Islands. Tonga itself, dry, and in fact the forecast, how easy is this? 28 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud, mostly dry or completely dry for the next 7 days in a row. That is the same forecast day after day. And then meanwhile over in Australia, we talked about those downpours. A few of those are quite heavy inland, and Alice Springs again getting more wet weather. On the animated wind map, not really a lot of activity going on in Australia. You can see the big high though, and this is going to be parked down here around Tasmania for a while. And what that does for New Zealand, it encourages southerlies. So that's why your temperatures are down. It's this guy over here, or gal. And over here is that tropical depression forming around parts of Rarotonga, worth keeping an eye on if you know people who live there anyway. It's not likely to come to New Zealand. Here's the rainfall for today, the 1 day rainfall, I should say, across the country as that cold front moves north. You can see what I mean. The northeastern sides of the upper North Island, they're dry. They're not really going to be affected. There might be a light shower, but it won't be much. The blue that you see in there is 0.1 to 2 millimeters. In other words, a couple of showers or 10 minutes of wet weather and then it's gone. There could be a few more showers continuing on in these southern areas around Canterbury and also around Wellington. Now let's get into the forecast. So this is the setup for Friday. Remember, 24-hour rain maps now on top of this. So out here, the dark blue and the purple, right at the end of the scale, that's up around 100 to 200 millimeters of rain. So that's a different blue to the pale blue you see dominating this map. That's at the bottom end of the scale. We don't control the scales and the colors on it. It's an international standard that is used well, obviously, internationally. So this is what it looks like. So in New Zealand, when you see all this pale blue on the scale here, it just means showers. And in fact, another way of looking at it is it's cloudy. It's usually quite cloudy when you see all that pale blue colouring. So quite cloudy, chance of a few showers, but as you can see, not going to be very much on Friday in the New Zealand area. As we get into Saturday, it's even drier around New Zealand. Any showers very isolated, just hanging around some of those coastal parts of the north. Otherwise, Saturday in New Zealand's dry, just like it is over here in Tasmania. But look at all the downpours here around Alice Springs, 30, 40, 50 millimetres. I can tell you a lot of North Islanders in New Zealand that would be wanting that rain. Now we get to Sunday, you can see that tropical storm up here around Rarotonga. Now whether or not it's a cyclone, that's not yet locked in, but it's either way, it's a big rainmaker and a bit windy for them. But over here in Tonga, not too bad, bit of a southeasterly breeze, couple of showers. Mostly dry in New Zealand on Sunday, although as you can see, a few showers around Canterbury and getting up around Wellington there, and that cooler southerly breeze continues on due to that high. But you notice this little area of low pressure, we talked about this yesterday. Here it is on Monday, so the maps today are showing a better chance of rain. Don't forget, go to our website, weatherwatch.co.nz or ruralweather.co.nz, or download our Weatherwatch app, and it will give you rainfall totals and the chance of rain. And this is all powered by the IBM supercomputer Watson. Takes all the modelling, not just the ones we're showing you here, and it works out the most likely rainfall totals at your house. So keep an eye on that. But we're seeing greens and yellows. That's around 10 to 20, 30 millimetres of rain on Monday, and just a few showers elsewhere around the country. And our final map for Tuesday next week shows low pressure parked just off the coast of Auckland and Northland. The rainfall, heavy out at sea and heavy out at sea. But over land, we're still in that 20, 30 millimetre mark. But if you have 2 days doing that, that adds up to 40 or 50 or 60 millimetres. So worth keeping an eye on, but it is definitely not yet locked in. So that's why you need to keep an eye on the rural weather forecast and the Weather Watch forecast to get that total, the rainfall total at your place. That is all from me. By the way, I'm not here tomorrow. We've already done a full week, taking Friday off, but we'll be back again on Monday next week. The weather's pretty quiet tomorrow. I'm sure you'll be fine. Don't forget, just go to weatherwatch.co.nz or ruralweather.co.nz to get the latest news, maps, and forecasts. We'll see you again next week. Have a great weekend.